Hello folks, Tiso here. This will be a guide on fighting the two Abyss Heralds on floor 11-3 in the Spiral Abyss. Floors 11 and 12 have changed quite a bit, and I like the changes on floor 11. It's generally a lot easier, especially with the new 11-2. We no longer have to defend a little pillar from hordes of pillagers. Now, the hardest part of floor 11 is probably the fight with the two Abyss Heralds. I'll be showing two different strategies to beat them. One is the Unga Bunga strategy if you have a strong enough team, and the other is a more methodical approach where you take your time and be safe. Before that, let's go over what the Heralds can do. Their first phase have pretty tamed attacks that are easy to dodge. There's about a handful of different attacks, and pretty much whenever you see their arms glow blue, get ready to dash. Attack number 1, 3 slashes. They will lean down and raise their right arm. Only the right arm will be glowing blue. Then they will do 3 slashes without moving that much. You can just dash to the side or away to avoid these slashes. You can also dash behind them and punish while they're still slashing, because those slashes have very poor tracking. Attack number 2, Crosswave. Both his arms will glow blue and he'll raise them in a Y shape. Then he will send out a single projectile that looks like a plus sign. This projectile just goes in a straight line, so dash when you see them raise both arms. Attack number 3, Spin Attack. He will lower his body similar to the 3 slashes, but this time both his arms will glow blue. He will then charge forward while spinning. This attack does have a very small amount of tracking. Just dash or walk to the side when you see it coming. While in phase 1, he can charge at you once or twice with this attack. Attack number 4, Sword Wave. To me, this is the hardest attack to dodge because the startup is very quick. His arms start to glow at the same time the projectiles come out, so you need to pretty much be dashing by the time that happens. His arms will start at a lower angle and he'll swing upwards, sending out the projectile at the same time. He can send out 1 or 2 projectiles with this attack. If you dodge the first one, you probably end up automatically dodging the second one as well. Keep your eye on the Abyss Herald or stay far away to avoid this attack. Once you drop their health to about 15 to 20%, they'll enter phase 2. When this happens, their entire body glows blue and they'll stagger backwards a little bit. Then they will do damage in a medium-sized AoE around them. When they start staggering, that's your cue to run away or get ready to dodge the AoE. The range is not that big, so it's quite easy to run away. If you want to dodge, I recommend timing your dash a little early. Once in phase 2, they'll gain a Hydro Shield. From now on, your goal is to destroy the shield. To do so, you need to do elemental damage to it. Physical attacks doesn't really do much to the shields. The best element against them is Cryo. It does the most shield damage and it freezes them in place. The ideal choice will be a Cryo Catalyst user, but we don't have one yet. The next best choice will be Ganyu if you happen to have her. Kaya, Rosaria, and Chongyun are very good melee choices as well. You can also bring an Electro or Pyro Catalyst user to do damage to the shield. In this condition, the Herald will power up its attacks from phase 1, plus gaining a new attack. For the powered up attacks, you'll be dodging them the same way. For the slashes, he'll be hitting a bigger area and moving more, so you might want to be farther away for this one. For the Crosswave, it's exactly the same as phase 1. Same startup animation and projectile. For the spinning attack, it's pretty much the same as phase 1 as well, but this time he can do up to 3 charges. Just keep your eye on them after each charge to catch the next one. And his Sword Wave is pretty much the same as well. He will still only slash a maximum of 2 times, and the startup is still hard to see. His new attack is a Berserker Barrage. He hunches down with both arms glowing similar to the spinning attack, but instead he will stand in place and slash like a wild man. After a couple seconds, he will explode and send projectiles in 8 directions. Just move away while he's spinning and keep an eye on the projectiles. If one of them is coming straight at you, dash away. That about does it for all his phase 2 attacks. Your goal is to keep doing elemental damage to him until his shield is destroyed. He dies when his shield is broken, so you don't have to worry about that remaining 15% health. Oh, and since he is shielded the whole time, sacrificial weapons do not refresh your elemental skill because technically you're not doing any damage to them. Now that we know what the Heralds can do, let's go ahead and check out 2 different strategies. The first one here is the Unga Bunga strategy. I am planning to do as much damage as I can and destroy them before they destroy me. Since the domain at the time of recording has physical damage buff, Razor will be doing most of the damage in phase 1. I want to damage them about the same amount so they both enter phase 2 around the same time. I also make sure I have both of them in my field of view the whole time in order to dodge their attacks. You can be pretty patient in phase 1. Just focus on dodging and punish after they do their attack since they have a cooldown before attacking again. I am also trying to keep both of them around the same health so they both change to phase 2 at the same time. Now that they have entered phase 2 and got their Hydro Shields, I will be doing my Unga Bunga strat. First, I cleanse the slowing water debuff so my elemental skill will not have the extra cooldown. Bennett and Jean's elemental burst can cleanse this, so can Xin Yan's elemental skill. Next, I switch to Chongyun and make sure he doesn't have the debuff, and then I use his elemental skill. After that, I use his elemental burst and switch to my other cryo character and unleash their skill and burst. Then, inside Chongyun's E, I keep doing normal attacks since they are now imbued with cryo. The normal attacks will keep the enemies frozen while still doing a lot of damage to the shields. If you want to maximize your freeze time, don't use Kaya or Rosaria's burst right away. Wait until Chongyun's elemental skill is over so you can freeze them for longer. Once that burst is over, you can switch back to Chongyun and use his elemental skill again. Now we'll kind of do the same thing again. We will be doing a lot of cryo-imbued normal attacks to break the shield. By the time this rotation is done, their shields should be almost gone. Then just rotate through your character's elemental skill and remaining elemental burst. Just keep on doing elemental damage until their shield is gone. You don't need to worry about dodging too much with this strat since they are frozen for quite a while. Now for the slower but safer strategy. Phase 1 is going to be pretty much the same. I will be using my main DPS to bring their health down to 15%. Just keep an eye on both Heralds to dodge their attacks. To do good damage to their shields in phase 2, you need to be doing elemental attacks. Cryo attacks will be doing the most damage. Electro and Pyro will do a decent amount, about the same as Anemo and Geo. And it might be obvious, but using Hydro attacks will not damage them at all. Once phase 2 starts, I go ahead and use all my elemental bursts to bring down the shields. I will also be using their elemental skills to make this faster. Once everything is on cooldown, I switch to my catalyst user who can keep attacking from far away. You can use Lisa or Yanfei for this. It doesn't matter what their level is, they'll be doing about the same damage. You can see my Lisa's only level 20. I just equipped her with all plus HP artifacts so she can stay alive longer. Since you are not doing direct damage to the Heralds, it doesn't matter how strong Lisa's attack is. All that matters is the element of the attack. So while everything is on cooldown, I focus on staying away from the Heralds and dodging their attacks. It's not that bad since they will mostly use range attacks when they are far away. Just keep kiting and using normal attacks with your catalyst user until the elemental skills come back off cooldown. Then find a safe time to hit one or both of the Heralds with your elemental skills. Then rinse and repeat. This pretty much sums up the safer method. It does take more time than the Unga Bunga method, but if you just need a clear to get to floor 12, then this is one strategy to pick up. Anyways, thanks for watching. Smash that like button and subscribe if this is helpful. If you happen to need grips on your phones and mobile devices, check out my Love Handle affiliate link in the description below. And as always, have fun out there, traveler.
Come a little closer. Surrender and be gentle. You can't run! Lights out. You